Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going over this armor plate that you see right here in my hands, and truth be told, I thought I already tested it. A viewer asked me about it and I went to send him the link of my video and realized I did not have one yet and did not test it. So this is the Battle Steel. This is the level 3 polyethylene hard armor plate here from Bowtac, and this one's pretty different than a lot of other level 3s that are made out of polyethylene. The big difference that you notice right off the bat is that it's thinner. All of the other level 3 UHMWPE plates I've ever seen are thick. They're typically like 0.8 inches up to an inch thick. I'm not sure how the heck they got this one so thin and be able to keep the rating, but we're going to test it out today. So basically, for those that don't know, level 3 is designed to stop most rifle cartridges with the exception of armor penetrating rounds. And as some of you who have watched my other videos in the past know, level 3 typically will be defeated by 855, which is a 62 grain. It's not technically an AP round, however, it does perform like it typically in this type of armor. But what we're going to do today is just shoot it and see what it stops, see what it doesn't stop, all of those sorts of things, and bring you guys along for the ride. I have an interesting theory on the 855 that we're going to test out, because truly I don't know the answer to it either. But when I've tested it in the past, the level 3 plates from different companies, I've always used a 16-inch barrel. So we have some shorter barrels out here, and we're going to see if that makes a difference or not, and then see again how other rounds do. We have the plate downrange at 15 yards. It's got a box full of sand behind it, so that way it has a little bit of pressure when it gets hit. We're going to hit it here with this Faxon 9mm pistol with some 115 grain ammunitions. As you guys saw, we had the impact here, and on the back, a slight bit of deformation, but you'd be just fine if you actually took that impact. So I'm sort of debating what to do here, but I think we're just gonna step up right now to 855 out of a couple different barrel lengths and see what happens. Again, guys, it's not rated for this, but I just wanna see. So let's move on to that before we sort of wreck the actual plate itself. As you can see right here in the mag, we have those 62 grain green tips, and the barrel on this AR is actually an 8-inch Hansen barrel from Ballistic Advantage. So we're gonna see how it does, and I have no idea. Let us know down below what you guys think it will do. Let's go check it out. I'm pretty impressed by that, I'm not gonna lie. So we had the impact here and then had some back face deformation. You guys could see the different layers of the polyethylene there, but it definitely stopped it. I can actually see it in there. Again, it's not rated for this, but velocity matters, as does bullet construction, as does the ballistic coefficient and sectional density of it. So what we're gonna do is put it in a little bit longer barrel here and see how that does. We punched it right here in the center of the plate, and then turning it around, you'll see that it did actually go through. So one thing that's interesting about polyethylene type of armor is kind of how it works. So what it does is this process happens really, really fast. So when a bullet enters it, the actual material itself, because of the heat of the bullet and the speed of the bullet that it creates the friction there, the material itself actually momentarily goes from a solid to a liquid, and it becomes like a really thick type of gel, and then almost immediately as well hardens. So it sort of makes itself liquid so that way it can absorb it and then wraps itself around it, if that makes sense. Which is why here you guys can see it was pushing through. It probably got through right about here in terms of pushing right through, but then eventually the soft material just grabbed it, and that's how it got stuck. Here you can see it's trying to do that here. That's why this material's moving backwards. You can see some sort of tearing here as well at the exit. So again, we're shooting at 15 yards. So out of a 10-inch, 10.5-inch barrel, I don't know what distance it would stop it at, but it certainly would stop it at some distance as you lose velocity, as we saw there with the 8-inch barrel. So it's somewhere in between there. And just to kind of prove that the bullet construction makes a difference, we're going to shoot it here with some M193, which is actually going to be going much faster. It's a 55 grain round, but it doesn't have that steel tip, and we'll see how it does. Again, guys, same gun, just with M193 5.56 stuff. It's Federal, and you'll see how it does. Let's check it out. I went low on the left side with that one, so you could kind of have something to compare to there with the, again, 8.55 and then M193. And you guys can see the impact, and it stopped it just fine. We had a little bit more back face deformation, likely just due to the velocity increase that we had there. But yeah, so it'll stop M193. I've shot this before with up to 18-inch barrels and it stops it. I've seen tests with the level 3 stuff out of 20-inch barrels that will stop it again at this distance. So your M193s and really any other non-steel tipped 5.56 round is going to be stopped just fine by this stuff. I'm sure we have the boomer crowd out there asking about how 45 ACP would do. I'm joking, guys. I like 45 ACP as well. We have Glock 21 here, and we have a Small Arms Tech can on there, and we're going to see what it'll do with just some 230 grain Federal stuff from LAX ammo, ball ammo. Let's check it out. We have our entrance mark right here, and it's just a little bit, as you guys see it anyway, to the left of where the M855 penetrated. A little bit of back face deformation rather, but nothing major there at all. Let's keep hammering this thing. Next up, we're gonna whack it with some 450 Bushmaster. It is absolutely not rated for this, just to be clear. There's some Hornady ammo on there, and it's got a Faxon 16-inch barrel, Bowers Group can out there on the end, and Dreadnought can. And we're gonna see how it does. It's got some energy, so let's see. We had our entrance point down here on the bottom, and then we had some very serious back face deformation, but absolutely no penetration, which is good. So it moved it about 2 inches through the back. You guys can see the layers there on the bottom, but that 458 is packing a wallop. But let's step it up. Now we have our Romanian PSL, and in the rifle right now is some Winchester brass case ammo. So we're gonna see how it does. 7.62 by 5.4. If you want to talk about stepping it up, this thing's a hammer. Let's see. Let's check it out. We got some jack fragments falling out the bottom, but we are good to go. So we had our hit there at 7.62 by 5.4R. A lot of back face deformation, as you'd expect for a plate in this condition. It's been beat up and abused a ton at this point, and it's doing just fine. Stop that round, and that round's a hammer, guys. Again, that's no joke. So we'll step it up a little bit more next. Next up, we have the Langdon Tactical 1301. We have some Remington double-up buckshot right there. So it's packing a wallop, and we'll see how it does against this. Our pattern essentially was centered right around the bottom here, and all 9 pellets hit, so that is good. All of them were additionally stopped. No additional exit wounds on the rear of the plate outside of the 8.55 one that we had before. I'd tell you, if you took that to the chest, it would definitely get your attention for sure, but you'd be so much better off with this plate on than you would with, of course, 9 pellets of double-op buck going through your system. So let's keep going. Up next, we have our Stern Defense 45 ACP upper Gemtech can, and we're gonna see how a little machine gun 45 ACP does against this ammo. I should be able to keep it on at this distance. We'll see. Maybe not seated. That might throw me off a little bit, but we shall see. this point, you guys know better than I do how many actually hit the plate because you guys saw the slow-mo, but I can tell you there are bullet fragments coming out of here left and right. And again, as you would expect with the 45, no additional wear or penetration, I should say, on the back of the plate. So I think we're going to end the test there. We've already proven we can kill it again with that M855. However, again, in a short enough barrel or at a certain distance, that's not even going to do the trick there. The beauty of these plates, guys, twofold. They're really lightweight. So versus like a traditional level 4 plate that's going to weigh somewhere 7 to 8 pounds a piece, these ones here, I think, weighed 3 pounds and 3 ounces on my scale. So that is significant. When you're talking about 2 plates in a plate carrier, you're looking at 6.5 pounds versus, 14 to 16 with the level 4. Now, again, you give up the ability to stop AP rounds. However, generally speaking, that's not too common here for civilians. It'll stop any pistol round you can throw at it. You can see it stop big boy rifle cartridges here as well. Additionally, in addition rather to being lightweight, these things aren't expensive. This is a 10 by 12 plate. It has a curve to it, which is nice, good for comfort. This thing right now, as of this video, is coming in at $99, which is crazy. Made in America, all American materials here. And I mean, that is just a heck of a lot of plate for the money, in my opinion. Trying to see some of these bullets here if we can. But regardless, guys, what you guys saw here in this thing stopping is just insane. And at this point in America, the way things are going politically, if you don't have some sort of armor, I would definitely recommend it because you never know when you're going to need it. Here's a M855, or excuse me, M193 jacket, as you guys can see there, stuck in there. And that was stuck in, I should just point that out, the 193 was right here. So that was about 1/3 of the way in. So it's got a lot more armor behind it. But that's pretty much it for the test, guys. I'm very glad that Botac is bringing this stuff in at very affordable prices. They do offer an NIJ certified version of this. It's a little bit more expensive, but for those of you guys who are like police officers, those sorts of things, that have to have that certified plate, go ahead and you can pick those up. Again, it's a little bit more, but they do send that in for certification. However, to the best of my knowledge, it's the exact same plate. The only thing you're paying for is that cost of certification, which if you don't know is about $25,000 to $30,000. So they got to make their costs up somewhere, and they have to just increase the price there on the plate. I think they make these in 11 by 14 as well, but guys, I like it. I love it. My personal defensive setup right now, as I've said before, because I have some pretty bad back injuries in my past, is 2 level 3 polyethylene plates. I'm okay with the risk of an AP round, which is very minimal in my opinion, and decreasing the risk of additional back problems from wearing a lot of heavy kit. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you're new here and you like what you saw, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We do a ton of armor testing here. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's just fun to get out here and do it. And if you're subscribed and or just watch this one and you're never going to come back, either way, thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing every one of you in the next video.